My name is Ashley Wickham. I'm the project director for the Bentley Mulsanne project here at Crewe. What I'd like to explain today is where we've taken the fundamental design for the project. So this starts very early on with our design team, working from the style concept, making the designs, and those designs are then converted into physical properties and then ultimately into individual panels. What we do in this facility is we take those press panels and we then start the process of building the Bentley Mulsanne. Those panels will then be put into sub-assembly areas and they will be sub-assembled to meet the right level of specification, and then those sub-assemblies will go into our build process where we will then build the whole car from basic panel to a finished vehicle. That process at this stage of the project will be approximately 170 man-hours of work. The sub-assemblies for each stage of the build will be pre-assembled onto jig assemblies where they will be pre-measured, and individual clamps, if necessary, will be used to clamp those panels together, and they will be then pulled together for any spot welding work or any pre-assembly work, which will then go together to make the final assembly. In this particular area, we will be taking partial sub-assemblies. In fact, we can also take full vehicles, and we will be spot checking and measuring all critical measurements for those assemblies or complete vehicles. It is an important stage of the process where we can ensure that our build quality is maintained and the dimensional integrity of the car is exactly as the design requires it to be. That process will then move along the line and the car will then gradually become a complete vehicle. And finally, the finished body in white is handed over to our audit team. The cosmetic finish of this body in white is important for the next stage of our build process, which obviously is the paint. It is imperative that we get a perfect metal finish on the surface to ensure that we can achieve the mirror gloss finish that you see as a finished car.
Thompson. I'm the Senior Engineer in Paint Operations. I'm responsible for the processes that produce the paint finish on the new Mulsanne. We receive the car from body in white via an overhead conveyor, and it then processes through a series of dips and rinses where the car is treated with alkali cleaners and a phosphate acid to provide corrosion protection for both the underneath and the outside of the vehicle. The next stage of the process is the car is processed through what we call an electrocoat bath. The car is immersed in a water-based paint, an electrical charge is put through the car and the pigment migrates onto the body, both on the underneath, inside the box sections and the outside. The car goes through a series of rinses to clean off the excess coatings and then is cured at 170 degrees C. The car then goes through a series of inspection activities before it is cleaned and masked prior to the top coat applications. The top coat consists of 3 coats of water-based base coat which is applied by hand, followed by 2 coats of robot-applied clear lacquer. There are 115 colours in the standard colour range, including 28 which are specific for the Mulsanne launch. We also have an unlimited palette which a customer can choose from provided the colour is technically feasible. From this point on, all paint processes on the Mulsanne are carried out by hand to achieve the world-class mirror finish that Bentley is renowned for. We use a series of fine papers and polishes to enhance the surface, followed by a final detail inspection to ensure all quality standards are met.
The new Mulsanne V8 engine and drivetrain is hand-built at Crewe from over 700 individual parts and takes 26 hours to complete. The team consists of 16 engine builders who on average have been building engines for over 16 years.
The 6 3/4 litre V8 develops 505 brake horsepower, and a massive torque of 1020 Newton meters is now delivered even earlier at 1750 RPM. The new lightweight forged crankshaft with 5 main bearings is lowered into the crankcase by hand. The 8 lightweight pistons are installed by hand into the cylinder block. All of the assembly work on the Bentley Mulsanne V8 is done by hand. This is even down to the application of the individual spherical end caps into the pushrod assemblies. To achieve a significant reduction in fuel consumption and CO2 emissions, the Bentley Mulsanne V8 sees the introduction of 2 new control systems, cam phasing and variable displacement. Engine refinement and smoothness of delivery is absolutely crucial at this stage. Engine balancing is achieved with measurements of less than 1 gram. Every single engine is run on a dynamometer to ensure that power and torque meet specification. Each of our V8 engines is individually crafted, with every one carrying the name of its builder. Upon completion, the engine, differential, front and rear subframes will now go to the assembly hall to meet the body for the final stages of build.